Hi, I'm Rose of Wild Rose Movement, and this is a special edition of Stretch and Release. I've had several people reach out to me who are stuck at home, obviously, as we all are, regarding use of household objects for stretch and release. So I'm going to go over some equipment today, some more traditional stuff, some less traditional stuff that you may have in your house. As always, please consult a physician if you have any concerns before doing any type of exercise or myofascial release. Safety concerns, you don't want to roll over your joints. If you have implants or pacemakers, you don't roll over those. And if you have varicose veins, we don't roll over those either. If anything gets from discomfort into pain, stop or back off. So what's going to be best for stretch and release is a foam roller. And these come in all different shapes and sizes, different materials. This one is a hollow one, so that makes it a little bit more intense, but it's got the foam on the outside, which kind of lessens that effect. They come in dense foam, they come in squishy foam, they come really long, they come narrow diameter. So if you have a foam roller, that's going to be the best for this class. If you do not have a foam roller, a tennis ball is going to be your second best, because a tennis ball or any type of massage ball, a semi-firm ball with a little bit of give, you can do pretty much everything you can do with the foam roller. It's just going to be a little more intensity because it's a smaller surface area. It's more targeted into the muscle, whereas with the roller, your weight kind of spreads out along that roller. So most preferable tools: tennis ball, foam roller. If you don't have the foam roller and you just have the tennis ball, that works. If you don't have a tennis ball, see if you have another ball around your house. Maybe one of those like squishy rubber balls, or one of the big giant bouncy balls that you get out of the big gumball machines. Those will work too, but they will be a little more intense. For rolling the feet, you could use a golf ball, lacrosse ball, but once we get into the bigger muscles, that's probably going to be a little too small and a little too dense. Okay, so that is tennis ball. And if you're using a tennis ball, try to get one that's pressurized, so just out of the can, so it's nice and firm. If you have one that your dog like chewed on and poked a hole in and it's really like squishy, it's probably not going to work for you. So that's the tennis ball. This is a massage ball. This is from Flex Life. I don't know. I think I got it as a birthday present from my mom, actually. So this is a hard rubber ball, and this works great as well if you have a massage ball. I also have some spiky massage balls. Same concept. They're going to get into the muscle and massage out those knots. The spikiness, I don't know. Maybe it helps with blood flow or that type of thing. Maybe I'm just masochistic because I like the feeling of the spiky ball sometimes. It just feels like there's more sensation there. So a little more mind-body connection, and these come in different sizes as well. So if you have spiky balls, you can use those. Just beware because they can make the skin a little bit sensitive. Excuse me. I also have a peanut. And this is the same material as my massage ball. Peanut is really good for like a base of the neck. It can go right at the base of the neck and you lay down on that. And your spine is in the little dip, so it's not putting pressure on the spine. It's also good for ankle release and different types of things like that. If you have two balls and a sock, you can make your own peanut. So you just put them in the sock, tie the sock so the balls are right next to each other, and then you basically got your peanut. I've also seen people take like two tennis balls and duct tape them together to make a peanut. So if you want to do that, feel free. All right, we got the rollers next. So this is a spiky roller. And again, this would just be used to roll out the muscle with your own pressure. And the spiky balls just give a little more sensation. I also have a non-spiky roller, same concept. This one's a little less intense because it's just got the little ridges on it. All right, now we're going to go into a little bit of less traditional things that you may have around the house that you could use. So this is just a traditional rolling pin. This was my great-grandmother's rolling pin. It normally hangs on my accent wall in my kitchen. I don't know what she would think about me using this for this demonstration, but it's all good, right? This is all we got, so this is what we're going to use. So this is just a traditional rolling pin. I also have The French rolling pin, this is the one that I actually use in the rare occasions when I roll things out. And so it's just basically a round piece of wood. So you could also use a thick dowel or something like that. Something that's round is obviously going to be better because you're rolling it, and a square is not gonna roll. I also will show you how to use for the feet a dumbbell. So this is a 8-pound dumbbell, and it's got the round sides, so it'll roll across the floor. If you have one that's got like the octagon sides and stuff, you may be able to get it to roll, but be wary of your floor material because you don't want to be messing up your floor with that. And I also brought in a can. This is it's a little bit bigger than a traditional can. It's like 20 ounces. Pineapple. And I will say, use at your own risk if you're going to use something that's not designed for what you are doing. You may be able to get away with like a thick-walled glass bottle, like a liquor bottle or something like that, one of the big round ones. I wouldn't put your weight on it, but you might be able to use it to manually roll out some muscles. But again, be really careful because that's not what it's designed for. So this is the tools, and I'm going to show you how to use them. All right, so starting with the feet, what I normally teach with is the tennis ball. So of course you can use any of the balls that you have. If you do not have a ball, then this is a place where you could use your can of fruit or vegetables. Just beware, I'm like over 200 pounds, so if I put too much weight in it, it's gonna dent the can, which I actually think I already did dent the can. So you can try doing that. This is also an always safe can, so maybe a brand name can would have fared a little bit better. This one, you can also try your rolling pin or a round dowel, and that you can put a little more pressure into, and so you can actually start to feel the release through the feet. Now, if you're new to foam rolling or self-myofascial release, what we're doing is working out the knots in the body with our tools. And we do that by trying to convince the body to relax around the tool. So as you're rolling, you might encounter some really sore, tender spots. If you do, you pause there, put some pressure into that tool, breathe, and see if you can find a release. Sometimes it takes about 30 seconds or more for that muscle action to actually release and relax around the roller. So rolling pin can be used for this. The traditional rolling pin as well, I don't want to put my feet on that, it feels disrespectful to my ancestors, but you could use that as well. Now here you can use this dumbbell, is a really good one for the feet too, and it just rolls across the floor. And because it's a dumbbell, it's made of metal, this one's wrapped in some kind of foam, but you can put a lot of pressure into it and feel that release in the feet. If you're using a ball, same thing. Foot on the ball, I've got too much stuff here. Foot on the ball, and you roll that around. The feet are fair game. You can roll the entire bottom of the feet, the arch, the heel, under the toes, wherever you would like to be. And feet are super important because if the feet are tight, that leads to upstream consequences in the knees and hips. So we release the feet, and that starts to allow for a little better mobility throughout the entire lower body. Now, normally we roll calves next. Calves are pretty tight usually due to lifestyle factors. So calves, you can, like I said, everything can be done with the ball. The ball is your second place to your foam roller. If you're going to use the foam roller, it's under the calf. You can roll side to side. You can roll forward and back, stopping just below that knee joint. If you want more weight, you can always cross the leg over. That's going to give a little more intensity. You can lift the hips as well to put more weight into the roller. If you don't have a roller, ball, same thing. Ball goes under the calf and we roll. And you might feel a little bit more intensity. As I said, it's more targeted. Find a really sore spot. Pause, breathe. And make sure you're always rolling both sides. A lot of times with foam rolling, people who do it will only do it when they feel sore, or they'll only do it in the location where they're sore. Well, everything's connected. So the more often you do it and the more of your body that you roll, actually the better off you're going to be. All right. Into bigger muscle groups, hamstrings, we normally use that roller. We can probably use the rolling pin, the bigger one at least, for the calves as well. The smaller one, probably can use it, but it's just, some of these are going to require a little more movement and they're going to be a little more awkward. You could always kind of roll the back with the hands as well, and probably the traditional roller or one of these type of rollers with the handles and the spin in the middle is going to be best for that. All right. Hamstrings. Hamstrings are funny because a lot of people's hamstrings feel tight, but they can tend to be actually lengthened, and so you don't really need to roll them as much as you think you do. But if your hamstrings feel tight, roller on the back of the leg. And even if it doesn't feel tight, sometimes it just feels good, right? Sometimes you just want to massage, even if you're not feeling pain. So that would be with the roller. Again, stopping just above the knee joint. You can use the ball, and that's going to be a little more targeted and a little more intense. So remember that breath. You can also use that rolling pin and roll through the hamstrings. All right, into the quads. Normal foam roller maneuver with the quads here. My whole mat is covered in junk, so I'm going to be on the carpet. Roller comes underneath the thigh. Options to be up on the hands and have the toe on the ground. That's going to give you a little more control, therefore a little less intensity. Want more intensity? Come down. That puts more weight into the roller, and then you can put the heel in the air, and that's going to give you even more intensity. With the ball here, two options. You can do the same thing, placing the ball under the quad, and that, you're going to feel that for sure. So remember to breathe. If that is too intense or just too awkward, ball can be used here manually to roll out those quads. And here's a good one for our rollers. We can roll and we can control the pressure in the muscle. Same with this one. And I think this one actually works better than this one on the quad because you get more pressure and the quads need a little more release. I should probably roll this leg too. This one's going to get all the good stuff. And like I said, these spiky rollers, same concept. All right, glutes are going to be pretty hard to do with some of these because you have to put your whole weight on it. So I actually, before I did this video, I tried everything out. Do not try to roll your glutes with a can. I mean, you can try, but it did not work for me. So with our glute and our foam roller, we bring the foam roller to the side, we drop the cheek onto the roller, that bottom leg comes out, and then you're rolling that glute, and you can roll up into the side hip and that area there. You can do this with the ball, and it's going to be, like I said, a lot more targeted. So with the ball, you may have to roll around a little bit till you find a spot. Once you do and put your full weight on that ball, that's when you'll really feel the difference with that targeted small tool. But you can do glutes with the ball. It's going to be a little harder to roll anything on the back of the body with a manual tool. If you wanted to try to sit on your rolling pin, if you have a nice big one, same as what we do with the roller, put your cheek on it. But it's pretty, I mean, I guess you could try to roll out the hips and stuff, but it's really difficult to get a nice amount of pressure when you're kind of pulling against yourself. So that's where a ball or a roller is going to come in more handy. So for the back of the body, the ball is definitely usable. And again, it's going to be more targeted. So what you'll do is you can place that ball anywhere on the back, not directly on the spine, but on one side or the other, and just lay down on the ball. So if you're tight right here, just above the waist. Ball goes there, lay onto it, and this is where breathing is going to get really important. You can't do a lot of rolling on the ball here, but you can find some movement. If that spot feels like, oh, that's not really any sensation there, just try moving it an inch up or down. See how that feels. Maybe move it up under the shoulder blade, and you can move the arm here. See, oh yeah, it feels tender there. Set it down, breathe into it. Make sure you're not tightening the rest of your body. I felt my shoulders start to tighten up. Breathe, soften, and just let the tool do the work. And you can do this all the way up the back, and the ball actually feels great inside the shoulder blades, right between the shoulder blade and the spine. And that can move all the way up, even into the back of the shoulder. And you can move the arm around there as well. So the ball is a good tool for the back. Of course, the roller is a good tool for the back as well. You can roll the lats, the side back, by coming onto the roller, turning your chest toward the ceiling, and you're rolling up and down, or you can roll side to side and then move it up as much as you need to and reposition, roll there. So that's the ball and the roller. I don't know. I mean, you could try these other tools, but like I said, it's kind of hard with it being the back of your body. Now, this is a good tool, the ball, for rolling the pecs. Now, I will say with the pecs, some people who do not have a lot of tissue up here may find that they can use a larger ball or even a tennis ball on the floor or the wall to roll the pecs. So what that would look like would be coming down to the floor or against the wall, putting that ball right at the top of the pec, and then using the floor and your body, and you can move the arm around here. And if you're, have a smaller chest, you can use a tennis ball there too. Because of my anatomy, that doesn't work great for me. So what I do is roll onto my back. You can put the roller under your head if you have one, or just put a pillow under your head. Grab the ball, and you manually roll. And here's where you want to be wary. If you have any implants or pacemakers, please do not roll over those. And you can control the pressure with your hand. And you can also roll into the bicep, the front of the shoulder, top of the shoulder here, and roll out those pec muscles. Now for the neck, you can use your roller and roll the head side to side. And that one would probably work with a smaller tool as well. It's just holding that there, rolling side to side. And I would tell you this wood roller is a little more intense even than my foam roller. And here's where the peanut or a make your own peanut is nice, because you place it just under the occipital bone or a little bit lower on the neck, and you can nod your head and that rolls up and down the back of the head and can give you some release there. Now, one thing that we do with the foam roller is opening up the back. So when we roll the mid back and the upper back, usually it looks something like this. Lift the hips, roll. You can pause and do some angels with the arms if you like. You can lift and lower to get some extension in the back. Well, we're also opening the chest and, like I said, extending the back. So you can do this if you have a yoga block, or maybe a stack of books, or, I mean, look around your house, right? You guys are creative, you can find something. So with the yoga block, obviously it's a block. It's not going to be super comfortable if I just lay on it like that. So you can take a towel or a blanket or even a pillow and wrap it over that block, roll down onto it, And you can take the arms overhead if that's too intense. You can keep the arms down, place the arms palm up, and this is going to give you some of that opening in the chest that we look for with the roller. If you have another block, use my can of pineapple. If you have another block or a pillow, you can put it under your head to support the head. And this just helps to open up the chest and give you a little bit of opening in the back. Now see if you can push your low ribs down toward the floor here. So you're not moving from the lumbar spine and the extension is coming from the thoracic spine. So roll those hips down, low ribs toward the floor, and just open up here. All right, I hope that has given you guys some ideas. Even if you don't necessarily have these things, maybe you can look around your house, see you know, what you can find that you think would work well. As I said, please be careful. I dented my can, so I definitely don't know about using a glass bottle for me personally, because I would probably be the one to shatter it. Another good tool for your feet, especially if you are one of those people that has like cases of water, like the little 16 to 20 ounce bottles of water, throw one of those in your freezer. Once it's frozen solid, get it out, put like a sock over it, and that's a great roller for your feet. And especially like after a long run, that cold on the feet really feels good. So you can try that as well. I'm trying to think. I think that's all I got for you guys today. So be creative, be safe. If you have questions, if you have comments, please let me know. Drop a comment or message me on social media, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope this helps. I'm planning to put out some more videos. It's a lot longer process than it seems like it should be, but I will get some more stuff out, especially because there's no end in sight right now to our self-quarantine, right? So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all your support. Have a blessed day.